Huh. Well, here we are again. My name is Leslie. I'm one of 20,000. That's the number that was given to me by God. I am a servant of God. Yeah, it's like it or not, you know. The power has been given to me. I've been taken up, I've been judged, and I got my crown, but I can't see my crown every time I try to look up, every time you tilt your head back, the crown goes back. So I can't actually see it, you know, except for, in a heavenly mirror, and it's pretty cool, but, uh, you know, I'm going to be totally honest. It's like it was given to me and all the power and everything, and it's like I don't feel that I deserve any of it. I've not been, that perfect person, that perfect Christian. I got my problems, I smoke cigarettes but I don't inhale anymore, you know. I mean, wrap your brain around that one. It's like I can't quit smoking, but I'm not inhaling. It's the hand to mouth thing, So, um, I went to the cancer doctor yesterday, and one of the questions, is, what are your symptoms? And I had to, uh, you know, there's a lot of symptoms. But it's looking like it may be not the melanoma, but back one cancer back to the non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, which is a slow-growing cancer that it may not have been completely annihilated. It may be back. I don't know, So the MRIs, the PET scan, I gave my blood. Actually, I told him, what the procedure was, and he's like, "Yep, pretty much, yep." But one of my symptoms, after my last cancer, my non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, after the radiation and the chemotherapy and everything, I was conscious. I don't think I've ever revealed this to you, but I was conscious for 9 years. In other words, I never slept, ever, And I looked it up, I thought I had gone mad. I thought I had gone crazy, because I looked it up and it was like, I don't know, 90 days. After 90 days of not sleeping, a person goes crazy, But I never went crazy. I thought I did, because I'm with God and, in heaven, and I close my eyes and I'm in another world, living another life. Seriously, I close my eyes and it'd be like waking up, in this dimension. But I would close my eyes in this dimension and I'd wake up in another dimension and I would live another life. You know, I don't know how else to explain it to you other than that, and it was real, so I'd close my eyes and then immediately, I'd be in another life, in another dimension, and, living. And I didn't know how to, I mean, I did this for 9 years and I never told anybody about it because the first thing they say is, you're crazy, you're mad, you know, you just need to be locked away somewhere, so you can't tell people about these things because the first thing they want to do, is throw you in a insane asylum, and pump you with drugs, fill you with, make you stupid, but that doesn't work on me. You can pump all kinds of drugs into me, trying to stop me and trying to, whatever. But inside, my mind is solid, It's just, there's my mind, my existence, my true identity, my, my supernatural self or whatever. And all the drugs do is make it super, super, super hard to communicate, you know, if you know what I mean. I don't even know if you know what I mean. There's no stopping my heavenly mind, my supernatural mind, my eternal mind in which I live in, But, the look on the doctor's face is like, all right, now I'm an insane cancer patient, and I had to tell him, I said, I've read all the scriptures, the Bible, the Apocryphas, Thoth, the Emerald Tablets, everything. And if people think that the Anunnaki are our creators, no. In the Book of Thoth, there's, and the Sumerian writings that go back to the beginning, there were people on this planet that were conscious, and they made a note of it. The Anunnaki, the Thoth, they made a note that these people, these new people, had a consciousness, a supernatural, spiritual consciousness. And that's one of the reasons why he picked the apes, to, it's not the apes, or it was the early man, whatever, to experiment on. But it doesn't say that he picked those people. The ones that he saw intelligence and supernatural ability in, out of all the writings, there's these blurps of truth. And that's one of the blurps of truth, is that, God himself had made us, and the Sumerians or the Anunnaki noticed us back then. Thoth, both of them wrote it down, that they noticed, that we were, supernatural. We were beings of God, the creation. So, I digress. So, I'm telling the doctor, after 2011 and the chemotherapy, after I got done with all that stuff, it was 2013, and I was conscious. I was awake for 9 years, or 9 years. I'd close my eyes and I'd be in another world, in another life, living another life. And it's like, sugar, I mean, golly, what the heck? And all the way up to I think it was 2020, when I was flying off the earth. I was ascending, I was losing grip on this world. I mean, physically losing grip. I was just going to float away up into another existence, seriously. There was no, I even called a friend, my friend, and had him come over. And I told him, I said, I am going to float away into another reality. I was vibrating, and I was off the charts, but I couldn't break free of the earth. I still had things I had to go through and deal with, and that's the luggage thing. We are all dragging luggage around, and I had to go through that, and I have gotten rid of that luggage now, but I don't know. I've experienced it, been there, done that, and you got to get rid of the baggage and be reborn with a new mind, a clean mind, a clear mind, with everything gone, all the crap. And that's what I did, So it was kind of like, a reality check, having to tell the doc, I was conscious for 9 years. And he's like, you're insane. All righty. And it's like, no, I'm not. I'm spiritual, and I've gone through spiritual stuff, that you can only read about, but I've actually went through it, so I don't know. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to fight this cancer. Everything is so. The hospital, I had to go get blood, and I'm like, well, don't you have somebody in the back to give me blood? And no, you got to go over, walk over to the hospital, and they'll take the blood. And then I walked over there, and it was like, it's a mall. It's a friggin' mall. A doctor mall, or whatever, I mean, it's a long corridor like a mall, and different, doctors. And it wasn't that way the last time, It's just like, oh my God, it's a friggin' mall, and it's electronic. I have to go to like this stand and press buttons in order to give blood, I'm like, I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if I can exist in that world. But it's streamlined, it's able to handle, hundreds, if not thousands of people, which brings to mind the SADS. Phew. Phew. Sorry. SADS, sudden adult phew, woo, death syndrome, which is now, the deaths used to be around 10% mortality, and now it's at 40%. Phew, 40%. SADS, sudden adult death syndromes. I don't know. But if I was you, I would insure every person in the family, that got the vaccination or whatever for the $10 a month life insurance. Because the SADS mortality is not. Woo! There's no age on it. It's kids and all the way through to adults. And it's, oh, golly. Woo! Phew! Oh. Okay. But anyway, and COVID. Oh, there's rumors that COVID's coming back, but don't worry about it. Don't go get your shots. If anything, we need to have these shots as if they're going to give it to you, but pour it out on a blade, one of those glass things, and then put it through the microscope, or the thing to tell us what's in it, because whatever it is, it's killing us, I don't know, I really don't, but science and everything is telling us that what happened to us a couple of years ago is killing us today. So I don't know. We need to look into it. Doctors have, but they're not being taken seriously. They're being shunned. And I would not discount that they would be being murdered, or disappearing or whatever, they do to people that tell the truth and show the truth. So I'm just telling you what's going on. It was just a shocker having to tell the doctor, and it's like, I haven't mentioned this stuff in a long, 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 long time. Being conscious for 9 years, living in different realities. It's like, I thought I went insane. But God showed me that in my material world, that this one that I'm living in right now, that I'm not insane, and what I've gone through is real. And what I'm going through is real. I'm just what they call a multi-dimensional person. I live, and I exist in different dimensions. There's good ones and bad ones, and this is one of the bad ones. But there's good ones, where it's just super cool to live in, it's exciting, it's fun, in these other realities, it's a world of everybody it's exciting and fun and fulfilling, and just the greatest thing there ever was, these other realities. It's crazy, I'm like, I want to just stay in that reality, but then I'm always drawn back to this one, you know, because I I have a mission, you know, and I I would love to bring some of, you know, the fun, you know, and the reality of these other dimensions, these other worlds, you know. I mean, you know, we say dimension or other worlds, but it's like it's another, you know, Earth. It's another Earth, but the people, you know, there's not the system that we live in. You know, this, what we, you know, on these other Earths, you know, I mean, there's Earth and buildings and people and love, and, but there's just fun. Life is fun. You know, it's everybody coming together, and it's just brilliant. You know, if you can experience it, it's brilliant. You know, the fun, you know, the life, the reality of living in that life, you know. Oh, whew. I'm living in the effects of Hillary, you know, in Utah, where I'm at. It's actually wonderful, you know. The temperature is cool. We're getting some rain, you know. It's putting out fires, and it's just lovely outside. It's like, my God, I can't believe this is August, you know, because it's cool and wonderful, you know. But anyway, my experiences, you know, I don't get along with the people on this earth. We don't think alike. It's super, super hard to have a conversation on this world, you know, because everybody's, you know, either talking about somebody or they're talking about football, baseball, basketball, you know, about games, you know, and I'm just not into any of that stuff. You know, I'm more into the supernatural, the love, you know, the what we can do on this earth and what we can do for this earth. You know, I'm here on this earth, but I'm not of this earth. You know, we just, it's just so hard to have a conversation with people, you know. And also, I'm a sensitive empath, so I feel you. You know? I feel you, and I hear your mind. You know, your existence. You know, I hear it. I'm with you. I feel you, and you know your emotions and your thought, most inner thoughts, you know, and it's just like, oh my God, you know, I just do so much better. Animals are super cool to be around because they're not into any kind of a system or anything. So when you're feeling their minds and their thoughts, you know, it's all good. You know, they're just super cool beings, you know, horses, dogs, cats, you know. I haven't really been around too well. Birds, me and birds, you know, I understand birds really good. You know, they're just like the sweetest things ever. You know, you get out in the wild and around birds, yeah, they are nothing but love, you know, and, you know, telling you that danger's coming, or calling the all clear, or where the food is, It's all good, man. Birds are just like cool, you know, when you're thinking about, when you're receiving their emotions, their thoughts, it's anyway, you know, I'm that guy. I'm just like, the world thinks I'm a crazy nutcase. And as far as the world goes, I think I am. I don't belong with you guys, your thoughts, because your thoughts are pretty much about the same, tearing people down and wanting money, wanting to look good, wanting, I want, money, 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 want, gimme, 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 that's pretty much the human thought. It's like, how can I, screw this person out of, money? Or how can I use this person to step up? How can I use you and abuse you and take you, but